Hello everyone and welcome to another Dev Diary of Prehistoric Kingdom. Yeah, it's time for the September Dev Diary. It's a little bit of a smaller one, but a very interesting one indeed. Yeah, it's been a little bit quiet around this game, mainly because they pushed the early access, or the closed beta I should say, not early access, but effectively they pushed both a little bit further into the future. So on the 6th of December there's going to be the closed beta starting, and also because at the moment a lot of fuzz is going around with Jurassic World Evolution 2, of course, and I think it's just clever to not be in that area. And also Planet Zoo has received, or not yet received, but it's announced that it's going to be receiving a new DLC quite soon. But we are going to dive right into the Dev Diary today here of Prehistoric Kingdom, a game that I'm still looking a lot forward to, especially the beta, which seems to have a lot of great stuff in there. Now, there is one important thing, first of all, that I want to talk about. They are going to change a little bit how they are basically communicating with us, the community. So they will continue doing these monthly devlogs. However, they are going to be renamed into the Dev Diary. And without reading through everything, you can do so on their website if you want. But basically, they will be kind of the same as they are right now, but they will basically go around more the technical stuff. It's going to be more of a recap what's going on technically, speaking about all these things that are going to be changed, or like things that are obvious, okay? They will be a bit more in-depth, they will be a bit more longer, and there's going to be like a lot of talk about the stuff that they have. Then there's going to be a feature spotlight, which is going to take all the stuff that has been recently in the Dev Diary as like a spoiler or like a roadmap or whatever. This will take these individual pieces and break them down into one feature spotlight. Let's say if they have something very important to communicate, let's say a overhaul of, I don't know, the foliage, let's say. They would take one feature spotlight. They don't have a schedule for that. They don't say how often it's going to be released, just that it is going to be released every now and then, and they will have a huge focus on that one feature. I certainly think this is a great way of doing it, because otherwise these devlogs could become, the more you have in a game obviously, they could become quite long if you do this on a monthly basis. And so they can sort of, you know, take these things, put them out every now and then at the end of the month they can just still curate that into the Dev Diary. But then again, not in that much depth as it was, because you can just easily link the feature spotlight. Now, let's talk about what is going on in this month's update. So first of all, they talk a lot about the animal AI and sticking faces through fences. As we all know, in the alpha, the movement and the AI of the dinosaurs was, well, it existed, let's put it that way. There was really not that much going on. They could move around, they could lie down, that basically is it, but they never said that it's going to be much more than that, because it was just like a test, so to say. And now they are looking into a lot of things to be changed, and they have something like this over here. So features like variable travel speed, food locking and food repositioning are just some of the additions we've made as part of our ongoing R&D efforts to benefit the animal's AI and pathfinding. Very good stuff. Developing a complex system for units as big as dinosaurs is not a small task, but it's definitely coming along. That is good news, at least what I would say, and we can definitely see in the future, hopefully, how these animals are going to move way better in their wonderful environments and wonderful habitats that we are all going to build. Build is something that is going to be talked about in a while. Don't worry about this. There are two huge changes in here which I'm going to look forward so much to, but whatever. First of all, guests. Okay, so for the Podruns of your park, we'll soon be working on guest needs. Visitor welfare is an important part of any world-class zoo, and as such we are trying to strike the right balance between detailed simulation and optimized solutions. Though we can't delve into our plans too much, we are very excited to explore more of Prehistoric Kingdom's management and crowd simulation. Of course, again, this is another part of what was just a demo in the alpha. The guests were basically even more of just like an existing asset rather than anything animated. They moved around, and that's basically about it. They had no real pathfinding or whatever. The only good thing is you could see that they actively interacted with the scenery that you placed down. A huge win for that game, to be honest. And if they can pull that off, on larger scale zoos in the future with a good performance, that would be massive. But on the other hand side, the animation and stuff of the guests were still lacking. So I'm holding back a little bit when it comes to the guests. There's basically, I think this is potentially the one area they have to work on the most. The animals already look stunning, and if they can find the pathfinding correctly, I'm not worried that this is going to be great, but overall they have to work a lot on the guest. Modular building. This is an area where they don't really have to do that much more because it's already pretty great, but they make it even better. Now, Point Snap is a new quality of life feature coming to the modular system in beta. When toggled on, players can snap any non-wall or roof item to 9 different points around a grid tile. Intended for quickly adding objects like beams, pillars around a build, this tool gives you a grid-perfect placement for those moments of needed precision, creativity, blah blah blah, and you can still put it down freely. That's fine. Now, this is amazing because we had the option to make grids bigger or smaller in Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster, for example. We do also have that in here with some tricks. It could be like an easy workaround, but having this much of a precision in one tile is more than enough for grid building. I will do a lot more tutorials when it comes to the beta. I think this will be the right place to make some first big tutorials. When it comes to these building systems, you always have to learn how to make the most of the system, and the grid is always a very good starting point for early adopters, for beginners, because it helps you a lot. But when the grid is only one size, it becomes very finicky and very basic after a while. So this option over here enables you to do a lot more with the grid already, so it's gonna save you a lot of time long term to make your buildings look great and make the most of the 3D environment while making sure that everything is in line and aligned actually. So really cool stuff here. I'm very, very much looking forward to that because it's really a good feature, and I was kind of lacking this. I struggled a lot with like the grid positioning, and also in specifically for mirroring things. I'm still waiting for that mirror feature, by the way, guys. Mao, hello, mirror feature. We talked about that, huh? So I want to see that at one point. Now, let's talk about the most important thing in this game. For me, personally, redo and undo is in. And I can't stress enough how much of a game changer that was with Planet Coaster. And I will still give Frontier full credit for bringing this to a wider audience. I know it has been in some games before, but not in, at least not that I know, but not in this kind of perfect realization. And I'm very happy that they just take that on and do the exact same in this game. When there are good things, just take them over, because it's a lifesaver for so many things. You can test things, undo, redo. It's so iterative that you can really explore new buildings on a completely different level, because if you don't have that option, and it became very frustrating in alpha, and this is mainly the reason why I stopped playing alpha at all, it just really got frustrating. If you did something wrong, you gotta delete that, you can't benefit from what you have done, you can't just quickly go forth and back between different styles you want to test, and this is the one feature that I think will make building in this game, which is already great, even greater. Now, yeah, as you can see in the GIF that is just annoyingly repeating over here, this is how it works. It's I could tell you that this is Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster. It's basically exactly the same. So it's really cool. You can just redo, undo. At the moment, it's only used for the terrain tools and the modular system, which I think is perfectly fine for the moment being. I can easily delete a facility. I have no stress doing that. But like the modular stuff and this is very important, the terrain and so on. Now, yeah, that's it. And one last thing about techie stuff. I think, if you are a crazy player like I am with a lot of pieces, this will be an information that is absolutely jaw-dropping for you, because it's one of the best things when it comes to performance. They have a new system enabled, which is utilizing some of the newer modern technology that actually some things are actually captured in the memory so that you basically can put down so many pieces of one kind as you want, because it doesn't have to be rendered. By the way, it's actually over here. This is the first one. So in much more clever talk, this means that repeated objects do not cause additional draw calls on the GPU, offering huge performance savings on larger parks. Thank you. This is what I wanted to say, just better. So let's have a little quick look at the community spotlight, because there are some cool drawings over here from Manuel Guerrero 2702. Oh, it's Manuela. Sorry, that was my bad. And this is a wonderful entrance building by Swoop there, and I love that one. This looks very, very nice. Very, I don't know, minimalistic. It's good. It's really cool. Jeez, I want to go back in that game at some point. Yeah, beta is going to be the point, I guess. easy one. Anyways, guys, that's been it for the September update. And yeah, I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I know it's been a little bit quiet around the corner, but please make sure to put all of your stuff in the comments that you are looking forward to most. Is there anything in that you're missing, something that you want to see in beta? What are the things that you're most hoping for in beta that haven't been announced yet? And if there's already something that you're looking so much for that is announced, please let me know down below in the comments as well. I would love to hear from you. But now, have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Enjoy your time, and goodbye.